Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, the 16th, April 16th. Today we are headed out to, I think, Chandler area, Chandler, Oklahoma. We are going to be pulling a windmill pump that's under a windmill, and the customer wants to replace it with a solar pump. There's a lot of reasons to do that. The main reason for this one is because it's in a low spot. It's a sentimental windmill, and when it was built by the customer's parent many years ago, the trees were shorter around it, so it wasn't affected by any of the wind. But now it kind of sets in a bowl, if you will, and that means so that it's not getting the correct airflow to actually pump right. And she doesn't want to move the windmill. She wants to keep it there for sentimental sake, so which I totally get. So she still wants a full tank because they do water livestock out of it. So we're going in with a Grundfos 3 gallon per minute pump that'll match a windmill cylinder, so she can kind of keep the windmill there and still keep a full tank. So that's what we're going to be doing today. See y'all at the windmill. All right, we made it to Chandler, Oklahoma. Beautiful little, it's a Dakota, little 6-footer on about a, I don't know, 17, 18 foot tower. It's a really nice setup, beautiful. So we're gonna get this all tore apart right here, and then get everything pulled out and start getting this thing installed. Put the vice grips on to hold the sucker rod while I pull this loose. I'll make this all speed up stuff so you can't hear us anyway. It's easier that way. Double nuts are a pain in the butts. Got it. We got it. All right, think it'll go out of it. Oh. Ain't too deep. All right, this is the top of the pump rod that goes to the windmill. This is where it connects to the windmill. Since we're going to use any of this anymore, I'm going to go ahead and pull this off of here. It'll make it a whole lot easier to, it'll keep people from hitting their head on it, pretty much is what it'll do. And it'll keep that pump rod from dancing around inside the tower and hitting on things. All right, now there's not something in the tower dancing around all day long. Removing all this bracing. So, all right. Spam.
Somebody really wants me to buy Spam. I ate Spam a lot, or I used to anyway, so it makes sense if they want to sell it to me. Goodness gracious, that's tight. Not gonna help me now. I can go that way, but that ain't gonna help me now. Get this loose right. Chill.
Some cheaters?
Yeah, got the cheaters. This is all the plumbing that goes out to the, maybe where y'all can see it. Y'all can see squat. Okay. Here's all the plumbing that goes out to the tank. I've got to get it loose. Once it's loose, we'll be pulling pipe. I think I'm gonna do this one by hand. I hadn't been to the gym in a little while, so this is the way we work out around here. I can't do it now. Wait. Man, that's crushing. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Something's turning. Whew. I don't think this has anything on the threads. It's methyl amethyl. Can we? All right, now I want. So let's go ahead and get in there. We'll get this thing lifted up. I'll let you put the. Make some room in the tower here. For me. Got it, baby?
Yeah.
All right, this is our pipe holder. Whew! That's what holds all the weight. The pipe. This kind of keeps it from sliding. Plastic pipe likes to be slippery, so we put these on to keep it from sliding. Get a hold out, I can pipe wrench in here and get that taken apart.
Okay.
What's your bet? Can I do it?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Oh. That's loose. Let me make sure this can't go up here. It should go out. It's got a big old hole. I think it'll make it. If it won't, we'll always let it. Should have. I hate it when my belly gets in the way. Big old splinter. It's that stuff that I already pulled off. There we go. What ain't gonna come off there? Right. All right. This either will or won't come off. Probably won't, because we're wanting it to. It's been there a long time. Hey, something happened. Did you hear that?
I did.
Ugh. And it's gonna stop spinning right there. I think we're about to break it in two. See that? Voila. Yep, broke it. I really thought it was loosening.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. Alright. Get a pair I can pull. Got it, Mama? Alright, so this is a sucker rod. This is how it works. I'm gonna try to. So the sucker rod moves up and down because of the windmill, and it does this. You'll see water come out. See that? That's how it works. And we see our water level going down. That means our weep hole's still good. Is that what that means, Mama?
It is.
Right. Now my shoe's wet. Okay. Channel locks work very good at this. The only thing about them is you don't have that much leverage, so sometimes when something's really tight, it's really tight. We are going to overcome. We're going to get the ladder out and set up so we can have a little more of a distant view, because I don't think you can see squat where you are at right now. All right. Set that there. What we essentially have to end up doing is get all this pipe out. We're going to reuse this pipe to keep the cost down for the customer, and it's good pipe. We're going to reuse this. And another thing about this Grundfos pump is it's a soft start. So what that means is when the pump kicks on, it's a really slow start. There's not a lot of torque involved in the startup. So when the sun comes out, or when you plug a generator into it, it don't just go and take off going. It's a woo, it spins. So it's really good. This is a great pump. So let's get some pipe pulled. Go through on the side. Hey, we're not that wide. All right, I don't like the way that pipe and sucker rod is doing that.
it's full of water, so there's some weight. And once some of that water dumps out, you can kind of see it raining down out of the end of the pipe. But that tower is pretty small at the top, so it really doesn't have a place for that pipe to go through. And it needs actually more support up there. So I'm going to go to the truck and grab a strap and run it across the tower legs at the top, kind of where another support would have been naturally. And it should help this out a lot. So that's what we're going to do.
All right, about to get wet. There's the first 20 feet. The sucker rod loose, y'all. And we still need to take all this pipe out of the tower so we can put it back in and get the sucker rod out. So what we have to do is get all the pipe out, and the sucker rod has to come out. It don't need to be in there anymore. So we get all this out. And there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and take it out of the tower. Bend over right there. See it up there? There's one. That's our top. Get it out of the hole. There's our pump. So this pipe, each one of these sticks of pipe is 20 feet long. If it was steel pipe, I would have been pulling it by hand. And it's 21 feet long. So you see how the sucker rod's sticking out on the end there? See that? And it's sticking out this end. So sucker rod comes in 21-foot sticks. So I'll get this pump pulled off right here. It's draining right now. I've actually got it draining. But we'll get it pulled off. Hopefully get it out of the tower pretty easy. Got all the crud there. Lori bought me these aluminum pipe wrenches, I don't know, how many years ago? 5 maybe?
A little bit longer than that, I think.
Best thing in the world. If you use steel pipe wrenches, go ahead and upgrade to the aluminum, because...
Ignore the big crack in that one.
Right, well, there's a gorilla using it that day when it broke. Yeah, I was using it for something it's not designed to do. That's why it broke. So it's not anything on rigid. That's all me. I was putting axial load on a side load, and I shouldn't have been. And that's the part that gave away. All right, here we go. Oh boy. Slippery fingers. So we were set at what, 40, no, we're set at about, wow, what did we do? Here we go, we're falling again now. This tape likes to stick to the wall, so it's kind of not the best thing in the world for measuring the well. It looks like it's 61 feet to the top of the casing. Can you see that? So that's to the casing. So let's see if we can figure out what our static is. Shine a light. You can see that on the camera. Kind of show you what we're looking at. If I can get my light. I don't know if you can see there or not. The water's probably, I want to say it's 40 feet down there. I'm sure I can get it to where y'all can see it. It looks like it's about a 40-foot static. I'm going to measure it though to make sure. I should hear it come out of the water. Okay, we're at. So say that is 39 foot static. Man, I was a foot off. Gotta get better at that. So 39 foot static, and we have a 61 foot to the bottom of the well. So 61 feet. I'm gonna set that solar pump about 5 feet off the bottom. Set it at, that pump's 3 feet long, so that's 8 feet off of the bottom is where the bottom of my pipe needs to be. 8 feet, so that last stick needs to be 8 feet short, so 20 minus 8 is 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that last stick needs to be a 12 footer, because our pump is a lot, the one that we're going to be going in with, that's 18 inches. This is an 18 inch. I think our pump that's going in is twice that long, so, and I want to keep it off the bottom a little bit. So that was 40.
Gotta measure that last piece and see what's cut off of it.
Yeah, let me grab a tape. Easy way to measure this. We know these are 20-foot sticks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up with the end of this one, and instead of trying to keep my tape, my stupid tape measure down here on this like this, because the minute I get halfway down it pops off. So what I'm going to do, come down here on this end, measure here down. That is 4'3". So we'll say 4 feet. So that is a 16-foot piece. So we're going to chop 4 feet off of that, and that'll get us to where we want to be. All right, I'm gonna get this on the ground. Wow. So this is the Grundfos 3 SQF. And this pump will run on pretty much any voltage. You can see it'll run on 90 to 240 volts AC or 30 to 300 volts DC. So it's an amazing pump. It'll run on solar, it'll run on a generator, it'll run on wind energy. If you had a turbine out here, you could turn it on. It's actually got a built-in rectifier, so it cleans up the power, so it can run on that. So this is the unboxing. this is a Grundfos pump. You can see how tall it is. I'm 6'2". So they're big. I'm gonna pick up all my paper here. Blow away. Alrighty. Little package. So this is a 3 SQF2. So it's a regular 2-wire pump. So it'll go in almost most residential applications. Because a lot of houses nowadays are the 2-wire system. This is perfect for what we're doing out here.
What's that little thing on the wires?
This is what's called a low water switch. This pump is designed so this thing, good question. If this pump is over pumping what the well can produce, the water level, you know, as this pump's running, it's going to drop down. It'll come down, come down, come down. And once this thing is out of the water, the pump knows it, and it turns the pump off. And then it resets for 5 minutes. So 5 minutes later, once this thing activates the pump to turn off, it'll turn back on and run. So it keeps it from hurting your pump. Pretty amazing. So we did some thinking, and since we don't know what the well produces, I want to take every bit of advantage of the amount of water that we have in the casing that we can. So what we figured out is if we didn't cut this pipe, that'll put us right at 60 feet deep. And we know our static from the top of the casing is 61 feet. That's 1 foot, but we're gonna cut a foot off because I don't want any silt or anything to be down at the bottom of this motor. So we're gonna chop a foot off of this and then see if we can keep the pump off the bottom. I don't really want it down there that low, but you don't want it at the very bottom. But the intake on these pumps is up here pretty high, so it's 2 feet off the bottom anyway. But I don't want the motor itself setting on anything, so we're gonna remove a foot off of this and then make it right. So let's do it. All right, so I'm gonna set up, because we're gonna set our pole somewhere right in here. Wouldn't you say that'd be a good spot, Mama?
Yeah, that's good.
So, and I know there's 1,040 ways to do this, but I want to at least kind of square the tower. So I'm going to run out here at a 4 foot. I'm going to do an arc right here.
Or you need help? No, I need
Do a little 4 foot arc right here.
Oh, he's going to have fun in this cut around.
And I'm going to do this right here. I'm going to do a 4 foot arc here as well. And where these intersect is right in there. That's what I'm going to drill my hole. So I got the pole for the solar panel in. I promise I don't paint my fingernails. I hope that's a primer off my glue. But anyway, and we got our ground rod driven in. So I'm gonna let that start setting up, let the concrete get hard, and we'll go ahead and now we'll start putting the pump and the pipe in. So let's do it. Amazing stuff. So if you'll go ahead and set that right there, I'm gonna go ahead and do some really good wrapping up here. Something like that.
I guess we should put that on there. Helps.
Okay. Alright, if you'll just hold it up, I'm gonna go to town doing some wrapping with this big tape. Whatever I did with it.
It's right here.
Oh, I knew I had that there.
Her mother was just beside
That's cool.
herself.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna run it down about. I'll look at the top of it. Okay. That song, man.
You want to lower this down?
Already this far along. Oh, that's tight. So what we're gonna have to do is get this nut in here.
Okay, Can we put the chain vices on the pipe and set it?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's lock that right there. Let's go further down. Keep on going down. Open it up. Try that right there. All right. Beautiful. There we go. Whoa. He's whacking my back on the thing. All right. Show you what we did. This is how we'll run the pipe, the wire through that. It's just going to go out that casing to the side, just like so. We just went in with a 1-inch hole saw. Had to file it out just a little bit to make it, give it some clearance, but it's going to work perfect. So y'all just hang out over here by yourselves. Watch us work. I'm gonna let you do. Go ahead and take your chain vise off.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you kind of pull that wire as we go. Go down so it don't bind up on anything.
It's kind of a loot. How do I?
Well, I can't see. Yeah, it's okay. And if it bends up a bit, it should start holding your speed. Just like so. Voila! I ought to finish taking this off there before I get too far. We can do that at the end. Okay. For our conduit, you got those cutters. My little box bot. Is it going now?
Yeah, it may have been before too.
Right. So I'm gonna cut a short piece, foot or so. And we don't glue any of this. And the reason is because we want to be able to get it loose at some point. Oh, you want to be able to service this thing. And if you have it where everything's glued together, you can't service it. So, and there will be a fence around this keeping cows out of it. So I'm not worried about, much of anything getting a hold of it in here. Of course, anything can happen, I suppose. There's that piece. So get my elbow. This is our rack, or the top bracket. Or a rack. I need to loosen those up. Come here, little fella. There's 3 bolts. 3. Okay. I want to get this get our box as close to that as possible because it gives you more room for your wire. So here's our box we're going to use. It's just a regular old pull type disconnect box. Very nice stuff, Siemens. That's just going to mount right up in here. Look at that. All right, get my drill out. Oh, nice. Some holes. A little mark right there. That's where I want it. I can take this out of there, set it down. This self-tightening screw will work really good. Watch your eyes. Schedule 40 pipe, so it's pretty thick. Grab my little level. Yep, level. So if you're gonna do something, you might as well level it, right?
Yep. You can't wash your clothes with that. Don't even try. If you go to the laundromat, it won't work. I tried it. I might need to go to the next one up. I think that's the 1/2 inch one. Yep, gotta go up to the next one. So hard to see. Gotta be able to get that one. There's probably better ways to do this. I'm all ears. This is the worst part of the job, getting these little tabs broke out. So if you're an electrician, you do this all the time and you know a better way of doing it, tell me. This is, I struggle with this more than anything. It's like you break one, the next one wants to break out. It ain't the right one. It always goes to the next one. I don't know why. There's gotta be better ways of doing it. All ears. And all thumbs sometimes. I think if I can get this thing just kind of bent in there, that it'll work its way out. Got it. Good job.
I wonder if I was gonna succeed or not. Okay, let me grab a nut. We still might drill. Use that Christmas tree to put holes in here. We got these down here. Might want to move them higher, but I don't know. I like them to stay lower. So there's that. So now we're gonna start. I'm gonna rough this in right here.
service this well. That's why I put this in there, so you can connect it here. And if we ever need to pull a pump, you just come and unscrew it here and lift it and you can fish the wire out. You can pull the wire through there. Because if not, you'd have had to cut it in here, or you'd have to undo it all the way up there at the box and then try to get it to all fish out, or you just cut it all in. But it's best if you just do this right now while you're working on it. That way you don't have to worry about it later on. Yeah, let's cut these a little shorter. About 3/4 of an inch or so. We should buy stock in some copper company, as much as we waste. You know?
Yeah.
Twist it till, no, twist no more. Oh, there's one. All right, let's get this, and I gotta knock a little bit off of it. Let me hit you in the eye with those. They're flying somewhere your direction. And I always do this part right here before the power's hooked up to it. A little easier that way.
Is it a little shocking the other way?
Yeah, shocking.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Been waiting all day to use it.
All right, y'all. So wind picked up and we kind of were struggling a little bit. So I actually forgot to turn the camera on for the longest time. So, but anyways, you can see panels in. So it's all hung there. That's 370 watt panel. It's got the plug right here, so you can unplug it and plug it into a generator if you wanted to. Clean box. Got a ground down there. Ground rod's driven in. Lori drove it, not me. Let's see if we can see the output. Do that all day long. So, yep. And there's the wellhead. It still looks the same. Everything stayed the same up top. Windmill's still running like crazy. But there's our finished product right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you learned anything, let me know. Leave me a comment, good or bad. Tell me we're idiots if you want to. I still read them. I love it. Thanks for watching. If you like it, subscribe. Thank you.